ISE 2024. It is Sum Up TV on tour. I am here at Faradite with Matt. Matt, what stand number are we on?
We're on 2F440.
Matt, tell me all about Faradite, the smart home products that you pertain in this beautiful booth of yours.
Thank you very much, Ben. What a lovely introduction. Yeah, so we're ISE, as Ben just said. The first thing you're going to see when you come to our stand is our new range of Ore switches. So we launched these just about 2 weeks ago now. They are solid brass, capacitive touch switch, hand finished in the UK. They come with two technologies behind the scenes. So we have a KNX variety and we have a dry contact output or a volt-free variety. The KNX variety, as you'll understand, connects straight into a KNX bus, is native KNX device. The KNX option has a lot more functionality in terms of the lights you can see around the back here.
Okay.
So on the back of the switches we have the halo light, which can give you kind of status feedback. So you might want to indicate which scene is active, which heating mode you've got on.
Okay.
Whatever kind of is happening on the switch there, the halo light can give you kind of visual.
So if you had double taps, it would go a different colour?
That's correct.
Ooh,
yeah.
okay,
So you might have like
very
a
nice.
heating demand button on the bottom there, which might be green on comfort mode. When you put it into economy mode, it goes orange, for example.
Amazing.
So the light gives you a lot of feedback there. The dry contact version aesthetically is mostly the same, but the halo light just responds to a press. So
Okay.
the light just kind of gives you an indication.
And that's because it isn't clever enough to tell you what it needs to be.
KNX is a two-way comms.
Yeah.
Volt-free is just kind of saying, right, the switch has been pressed, go into
Okay.
Control 4 and do all the clever stuff in Control 4, for example.
I am in awe of your oars.
All I've been doing for the last 6 months is all puns.
It's amazing.
So,
these,
it's good to do.
Genuinely, these feel proper, don't they?
Yeah.
Like it feels a bit kind of, I don't want to say it, banging all over for something.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried to make a very, very exclusive, very high-end switch. We make no apologies for that. We want it to be, you know, top of the market, one of the finest switches in the world. The finish standard we think is absolutely there. The technology behind the scenes as well lives up to that. It's not just a product that looks nice, it is clever as well. It's kind of like you, Ben, really. It's clever and it's good looking.
Yeah, exactly.
And you've got lights that come on your back, right? We have matching sockets available as well from our finishing partners, so obviously that's a question that's going to come up. As soon as people are looking at switches, they're going to need matching sockets.
I shouldn't be this surprised. But that's thinking ahead.
Yeah.
That is the number one thing people get miffed off about.
No sockets.
Is, especially clients as well, is that if I'm spending that much on a switch, I want my sockets to match.
That's it. That's
Fair
it. So
enough.
we've made sure it's all going to look absolutely in sync there.
That's brilliant.
The KNX one does have a temperature sensor built in as well, so you can actually report the temperature.
Stop
back to the bus. So
Stop
you can know just how warm or cool or whatever else needs to.
Stop it. This thing does everything.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good, yeah. We're really happy with them.
This is madness.
All the information about these is on our website. We have sample swatch kits available of all the finishes as well, so you can show your customers. We've got presentation boxes which show you like a working switch in action as well, if you want to kind of take that to a meeting and just show your client the switch in action.
This is amazing, mate.
We think we've thought of most of things, but you know, I'm sure we've
fully engraved.
Yeah, so we can engrave the outer 4 switches. The idea being that you're going to indicate which scene you've got set up on each corner, or if you've got like a certain circuit you want to trigger from that switch. You can just do that with up to 14 characters of text or any icon.
Okay.
So that's all done as part of the manufacturer.
The middle button is more of an on and off job here.
Yeah, so one of the big things we've done with the KNX version, there's lots of KNX switches out there which can do anything, right?
Yeah.
There's lots of products which claim to do everything, but that's not necessarily a good thing, because as a dealer or as an integrator, you don't want to go to a client
Too
and offer
complicated.
everything,
Yeah.
because the customer gets confused, you don't know what you're delivering.
Yeah.
So what we've put on the KNX version is what we're calling Smart Scene Plate. So the idea being, you walk into the room, the switch is off, the halo light is off. The middle button there will turn the lights on in the room to the first scene. So in this instance, we've got reading scene.
Yeah.
I can then kind of discreetly trigger any scene I like from the outside.
And when you're done?
When I'm done, I push the middle button, room goes
smart.
off. It's simple.
This is a new rule for every smart home company out there. Make it simple.
And consistent.
Stop overcomplicating things, because it's like layers of complication.
That's it.
You give someone the opportunity to complicate it, then an engineer in between will complicate it.
Every time.
And guess what? The client hates it.
That's it.
I love it.
They might remember the first day what it does, but by the end of the first week, they're thinking, I don't know what that button does.
What I need now is, because I've decided I'm having a pair of those glass waterfall speakers, because they're super sexy. If you can finish them in the same aluminium finish as those, that's me done. I'm sold.
I'll add it to the list.
Yeah.
We'll get on it. But these are brass, so these are actually solid chunks of 8mm brass, aluminium we could look at it, but
Wow.
we've been busy enough with this.
Wow. Okay, go on. Let's see what.
So moving on, away from switches, we have a very popular range of motion sensors. So
Yep.
we have a number of motion sensors in our range. We obviously have our KNX sensor. So
Uh-huh.
this form factor here is designed for kind of ceilings and walls. It has a brightness sensor built in as well, and it can do things like constant light control. So if you want to set your lux in the room to be 500 lux, this will constantly monitor that and then dim your output to make sure you're always achieving that lux level in the room.
Nice.
So it's doing a lot of kind of dynamic analysis of the space. We have a slightly simpler product here, which is our Volt free sensor. So
Yep.
this basically just gives you a dry contact output
Yeah.
and a contact closure. So a lot of Control 4 guys, Lutron guys love this because it's just a very small, very simple form.
What are you trying to say about Lutron sensor?
It's tiny. It's tiny. Theirs is great. Ours is greater.
And let's move on.
We have an IP67 version of the same, so that's completely waterproof. You
Cool.
can jet blast that and it's going to keep working, no problem at all. And then we have what's called our pinhole sensor. So
You
this
can't
little
even
guy-
see them.
You can't even see it. Zoomed
Yeah.
in. But this little guy is basically a rear-mounted version of our sensor, and it can go in stone, wood, joinery, skirting boards,
cool.
cabinetry, and then all you're going to see, very, very small sensor.
I've got a question.
Please.
Although I've got a statement. Some of the things that people use PIRs for are amazing. The amount of times that I've seen on the group when they're like, "We need to put a PIR under the bed
Yes.
to pick up when people are coming out of bed."
Yeah, well, that's kind of one of the reasons we did this, because it's a discreet way of doing it. And then, again, we have kind of single gang plates as well, where you can put that in. So if you want to
Yeah.
put that in a back box, you might need
You're a
access to it.
proper engineering company, aren't you? Like proper.
We try. We
Yeah.
really try. Yeah, we try and do things very well.
It's amazing, mate. It's
Thank you.
amazing. I genuinely am impressed. I think these are going to go down a storm.
The feedback so far has been overwhelmingly positive. Just
So-
the finish and the qualities.
Couple of questions. If I need to see more of this and I aren't ISE, where do I find them?
You can go to our website, www.faradite.com. You'll have all the information you need there. We've got YouTube channels, Instagram channels, all the social media channels. You can find us by Googling Faradite, and if you miss, I'll be out of a job. So
Yeah.
hope Googling Faradite finds us.
Yeah, that's it. And finally, as an integrator, if I want to buy them, am I direct to you? Am I going through a distributor?
So in the UK, we're all direct. So
Okay.
any dealer in the UK can come direct to us, order from us directly. We can get things pretty much anywhere in the UK next day. We have a lead time on switches, obviously, because they're
Finish.
custom finish, custom
Yeah,
engraved.
yeah.
So, most of our motion sensors will have them in stock ready for next day, ordered
Wicked.
for midday, and they're going to be on your doorstep by next morning.
Amazing. Anything that we've missed?
I don't think so.
Forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I think I'll forever hold my peace.
Any pun that you would like to leave on?
Oh, put me on the spot.
Oh, he said he had tons of puns, and then when it comes to it,
When it comes to it, I've got no more left.
okay, we're just still in awe of it.
We're still in awe. We're in awe of awe. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
if
it.
you want more awe.
There it is. Now started. It'll never end.
Yeah,
Matt,
come
I
back.
appreciate your time, mate, and I will see you on the flip side.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Cheers.